Part 2 of 2, the Master Key System, Part 11. 22. The fruit of this thought is, as it were, a gift of the gods, but a gift which few as yet realize, appreciate, or understand. The recognition of the marvelous power which is possessed by the mind under proper conditions, and the fact that this power can be utilized, directed, and made available for the solution of every human problem is of transcendental importance. 23. All truth is the same, whether stated in modern scientific terms or in the language of apostolic times. There are timid souls who fail to realize that the very completeness of truth requires various statements, that no one human formula will show every side of it. No, it will not. 24. Changing emphasis, new language, novel interpretations, unfamiliar perspectives are not, as some suppose, signs of departure from truth, but on the contrary, they are evidence that the truth is being apprehended in new relations to human needs and is becoming more generally understood. 25. The truth must be told to each generation and to every people in new and different terms, so that when the great teacher said, "Believe that ye receive and ye shall receive," or when Paul said, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen," or when modern science says the law of attraction is the law by which thought correlates with its object, each statement, when subjected to analysis, is found to contain exactly the same truth, the only difference being in the form of presentation. 26. We are standing on the threshold of a new era. The time has arrived when man has learned the secrets of mastery, and the way is being prepared for a new social order, more wonderful than anything ever heretofore dreamed of. The conflict of modern science with the theology, the study of comparative religions, the tremendous power of new social movements, all of these are but clearing the way for the new order. They may have destroyed traditional forms which have become antiquated and impotent, but nothing of value has been lost. 27. A new faith has been born, a faith which demands a new form of expression, and this faith is taking form in a deep consciousness of power which is being manifested in the present spiritual activity found on every hand. 28. The spirit which sleeps in the mineral, breathes in the vegetable, moves in the animal, and reaches its highest development in man in the universal mind. And it behooves us to span the gulf between being and doing, theory and practice, by demonstrating our understanding of the dominion which we have been given. 29. By far the greatest discovery of all the centuries is the power of thought. The importance of this discovery has been a little slow in reaching the general consciousness, but it has arrived, and already in every field of research, the importance of this greatest of all great discoveries is being demonstrated. 30. You ask, in what does the creative power of thought consist? It consists in creating ideas, and these in turn objectify themselves in appropriating, inventing, observing, discerning, discovering, analyzing, ruling, governing, combining, and applying matter and force. It can do this because it is an intelligent creative power. 31. Thought reaches its loftiest activity when plunged into its own mysterious depth, and when it breaks through the narrow compass of self and passes from truth to the region of eternal light, where all which is, was, or ever will be melt into one grand harmony. 32. From this process of self-contemplation comes inspiration, which is creative intelligence, and which is undeniably superior to every element, force, or law of nature, because it can understand, modify, govern, and apply them to its own ends and purposes, and therefore possess them. 33. Wisdom begins with the dawn of reason, and reason is but an understanding of the knowledge and principles whereby we may know the true meaning of things. Wisdom, then, is illuminated reason, and this wisdom leads to humility, for humility is a large part of wisdom. Think about that. 34. We all know many who have achieved the seemingly impossible. We have realized lifelong dreams, who have changed everything, including themselves. 34. We all know many who have achieved the seemingly impossible, who have realized lifelong dreams, who have changed everything, including themselves. We have sometimes marveled at the demonstration of an apparently irresistible power which seemed to be ever available just when it was most needed. But it is all clear now. All that is required is an understanding of certain definite fundamental principles and their proper application. 35. For your exercise this week, concentrate on the quotation taken from the Bible. Whatsoever things ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Notice that there is no limitation. Whatsoever things is very definite and implies that the only limitation which is placed upon us in our ability to think, to be equal to the occasion, to rise to the emergency, to remember that faith is not a shadow but a substance. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Death is but the natural process whereby all material forms are thrown into the crucible for reproduction and fresh diversity. I guess that's a quote since it's in small letters. Whatever. Part 11, study questions with answers. 101. What is inductive reasoning? The process of the objective mind by which we compare a number of separate instances with each other until we see the common factor which gives rise to them all. 102. What has this method of studying accomplished? It has resulted in the discovery of a reign of law which has marked an epoch in human progress. 103. What is it that guides and determines action? It is need, want, and desire which in the largest sense induce, guide, and determine action. 104. What is the formula for the unerring solution of every individual problem? We are to believe that our desire has already been fulfilled. Its accomplishment will then follow. 105. What great teachers advocated it? Jesus, Plato, Swedenborg. And of course, many other greats from the so-called American Kemet and all over the continent called Africa. From a more holistic standpoint, I would think. 106. What is the result of this thought process? We are thinking on the plane of the absolute and planting a seed, which is left undisturbed, which if left undisturbed will germinate into fruition. 107. Why is it scientifically exact? Because it is natural law. 108. What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. 109. What is the law of attraction? The law by which faith is brought into manifestation. 110. What importance do you attach to understanding of this law? It has eliminated the elements of uncertainty and caprice from men's lives and substituted law, reason, and certitude. Okay, part 12 is next.